Appearing on BBC Politics Live, Mr Ashworth claimed his party would campaign to remain in the EU should the government cave in to MP's call for a second Brexit referendum. The Labour MP claimed Jeremy Corbyn's party is in favour of Remain, and he would be very surprised if the party position on a second vote would be not to fight for the UK to stay in the European Union. He said, "The Labour Party is a party in favour of Remain, sir. I think we'd campaign to Remain. We would have a democratic discussion in the party, but I am pretty convinced. I'd be very surprised if we weren't campaigning to Remain, to be honest." But political journalist Peter Hitchens blasted the Labour MP's admission as he argued his party stood on a manifesto which promised to deliver on the referendum result in 2017. Mr Hitchens said, "But you went into an election saying you would implement the result of the referendum. How can you then go and demand another referendum to reverse the result of the referendum which you had said you would implement? It's kind of confusing at best." Mr Ashworth attempted to justify his position by stating the previous Parliament in 2016 called for a referendum his party did not commit to. Brexit News. John Ashworth claims Labour will campaign to remain in second referendum. Image BBC. How can you demand another referendum to reverse the result of the one which you said you would implement? Peter Hitchens' bizarre counter-argument was promptly dismantled by Mr Hitchens, who pointed out Mr Ashworth was in the previous Parliament as much as he is in the current one. He hit back, "But you're in Parliament. Parliament isn't just something that happens, you're in it. You're proposing to vote for a new referendum to reverse the policy which you stood for election to say you'd support. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. It comes as the Labour Party announced it will support a second referendum to prevent a damaging Tory Brexit being forced on the country. Labour's frontbench will first attempt to block a no-deal Brexit and push its own vision for a soft split involving a continued customs union with the EU, Jeremy Corbyn said. His party will also make good on a decision by members to back a second referendum. A senior Labour source reportedly told the BBC the party has not ruled out a Remain option in a so-called People's Vote. Mr Corbyn told his MPs, "The Prime Minister is recklessly running down the clock in an attempt to force MPs to choose between her botched deal and a disastrous no deal. We cannot and will not accept," he insisted. Labour's plan to renegotiate Britain's divorce deal was serious and credible, and would help bring people who voted Leave and Remain together, laying out his party's next steps. Mr Corbyn said he would first seek to secure backing for a soft Brexit which would keep Britain even closer to Brussels than under Theresa May's terms. He also said Labour MPs would be ordered to back the so-called Cooper-Letwin amendment when it comes before the Commons on Wednesday. The amendment seeks to block no deal by pushing Brexit Day back from March 29 if Mrs May fails to get her deal agreed by March 13.